Welcome everybody to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Naruto episode 110. What happened last time?
Last time Sakura and Naruto had a discussion about what each of them had been doing, and by each of them I mean Sasuke and Naruto had been doing. Sakura filled Naruto in on the curse mark. Naruto filled Sakura in on the fact that he had been out looking for Grandma Tsunade and fighting Orochimaru at the same time. Sakura then decided to go and attempt to stop Sasuke from leaving the village unsuccessfully, and I think she knew that as well. I definitely think she knew it wasn't gonna work, but she wanted to try anyway. And then Sasuke left, and now he has 4 guys that he can he's the leader now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, supposedly he is joining up with Orochimaru, or at least leaving the village, at the very least. Yeah, throwing the Leaf Village aside.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he might go to Orochimaru. I don't know if he'll go there or something and then be like, "Fuck you," and leave on his own. Mm-hmm. But I feel like he's really desperate at this point, because he's just had so many back-to-back instances of Naruto being better than him just in a row, and not feeling like he's good enough with Itachi and everything, and Itachi just beats him in 2 seconds without even trying. And I feel like going off on his own wouldn't really help him at all, because he wouldn't be able to learn anything, you know?
Yeah.
So he needs to find someone else, and if he feels like he's not getting that in the village, then Orochimaru is kind of the only other guy, unless he goes and finds someone else that we've never heard of before, but I don't think he knows about anyone else, so yeah.
Well, only one way to find out what happens in this episode of Naruto. Hope you guys enjoy. If you want to get a week ahead on Naruto, you can go to our Patreon and get 4 episodes ahead and get a bunch of other perks that you might be interested in. So patreon.com/boldcast is the way to do that. We also ask you to support the official release by watching on Crunchyroll or Netflix, or supporting the show on official channels. We use some of the footage in our reaction, but it is only as reference for what we're talking about and what we're saying. It's not as a free alternative to Netflix and Crunchyroll. Please support the official release, but with that, we're going to get into Naruto episode 110, and we're going to be watching the OP, because we've held up until now. So, let's go. Teared up a little bit in that one.
Really?
Yeah, I actually teared up in that one. Oh, man. That's the shit right there, I'm telling you.
You're really crying?
Yeah, a little bit. That was good. That's a fucking dope-ass
I'm
opening.
so glad we didn't watch that before. There's a million spoilers.
I'm so glad I chose not to show that to you. Okay, here we go. I feel like now is when they should have had it. Mm-hmm. Quiet titles.
Is it like that from now on?
I think for most episodes it is.
What is it?
Ah, some drunk hooker.
Hey, wake up. You'll catch a cold if you sleep out here.
Oh, she's dead.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sasuke, no! Thank you, boys.
Huh? You were fast asleep, weren't you, Lady Hokage? You made us go fetch these heavy documents while you just sit here taking a nap?
No.
Well, in any case, Lady Hokage, we have something to report.
What is it?
You really rushed in with that one.
Are you sure of that?
Yes.
I feel like I would have put the documents down.
He's already making his move. So that's what that wretch is after. He's going for the Uchiha's powers. Izumo, Kotetsu.
Why did no one tell her that?
See.
She's the Hokage.
Tell her what?
That Orochimaru was going after Sasuke.
Your dad has
Oh yeah, true.
permission to get
What the
here.
hell?
I feel like maybe that would have come up with...
Time for morning training.
Yeah.
Don't talk, just eat.
From the second I get up, it's
Now,
Do they
who
have the
is
antlers?
us so early in the morning?
Their whole thing is deer.
Hey, Dad. What is it? What on earth made you want to marry such a crabby woman like Mom?
That's a good question. Even a crab like your mom can be gentle sometimes.
shit.
Late last night, Sasuke Uchiha left the Hidden Leaf Village.
Huh?
She's gonna send him to go after him?
Quite certain he's headed for the Hidden Sound Village.
He just left? How could this happen?
Simple. Orochimaru must have him in his clutches.
Huh? What? Wait. That doesn't make any sense. What does Sasuke have to gain by talking to someone as depraved as Orochimaru?
At this point, his motive doesn't matter. We need to deal with it quickly. I've decided it's time for you to carry out your first mission as a Chunin, Shikamaru.
So all I gotta do is bring Sasuke back? As long as none of our enemies are with him, it shouldn't be that big a deal.
Yes, that's your mission. But it must be accomplished without delay. And you may find it a more dangerous task than you think.
Is he allowed to bring people?
There's a strong
No.
possibility that Sasuke is being guarded by Orochimaru's men.
Damn. This is gonna be a real pain
Yes,
in the
yes.
ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, thought they were supposed to like go in teams.
Well, if we're gonna be facing opposition, I'm gonna need to request a team composed exclusively
Okay.
of Jonin and Chunin.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't honor that request.
What? And
Are
why
there just not enough
You
available?
already know the answer. As I'm sure you're aware, most of the Jonin have been sent out on missions. Only a handful stayed behind to defend.
He's gonna have to just.
And they're really vulnerable right now, so they can't spare any of the people they actually have left.
Round up any skilled genin you feel are up to the job. You have 30 minutes to leave this
Just gets
village.
all the guys.
Yeah, exactly. What an epic start to an arc.
This whole thing's a drag, but I do know the guy, so I can't just let it go. Well, that's just the way it is, I guess.
He looks so much older now, by the way.
With the vest, yeah.
Hold on.
It's because we associate the vest with, like...
Person I strongly recommend you include.
You gotta be kidding!
You just woke up and you're already this annoying? Why'd she want
Could you imagine
this guy?
getting in a fight with your best friend only to find out they joined, like, a terrorist organization the next day? That was the last time you talked to him?
Yeah.
This is such an epic start to this arc, and it's so good.
Any other top-notch guys, Dad?
A few.
Said top-notch guys, right?
Plan B, I guess.
Wait, Plan B is potato chips?
They're barbecue flavor. Feel free to help out.
For a bag of potato chips, I refuse to let anyone have the last bite.
Showed you well together, so asking him's a no-brainer.
Ino is also on my team, but she's a girl.
But for this kind of thing, don't you think your first choice should be someone like Shino?
Not your life.
Shino can't do it. He's off on some special mission with his father right now.
What a shitty time for Shino to go. He's like the strongest out of their year. Other than Naruto and Sasuke, but like by far the best they could
And
have for this.
Neji. But he I don't
Neji's
know.
next year. He's older.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right.
Shikamaru, is there anybody
But he's still
else?
in their same ranking.
We had time to find some more guys, but we're late already. If we don't run across anybody else on our way out of the village, I suppose it'll just be us.
Your surgery. I heard that it went well.
It did.
They already did it?
Said you're fit to be released. I was told I could resume my training soon. I have to take it easy, of course. I see.
They did it. But one problem.
He still can't go.
Yes, I understand.
The more guys we have, the better, so...
Why now, of all times?
Remind me of this. I gotta tell you something about this scene. It's really important, actually. It changes it completely.
Tomorrow, I think I will try climbing these steps by myself. Lee. I will be fine. You go on without me.
Here we go, bitch. Didn't even talk to Ino or 1010.
It's time.
Didn't
More
weren't even
Sakura.
there. We got the boys.
Oh well, at least I got 5.
Let's get going, everybody! Follow me!
You like he does that every time?
Hey, Naruto.
Every single time.
I'm kinda supposed to be the platoon leader here. I know it's a drag, but...
You really think you're the best person to direct this operation? You don't seem very reliable to me.
What's up with you acting like you're in charge all of a sudden, Naruto? I mean, taking orders from somebody as lazy as Shikamaru doesn't exactly thrill me either, but still.
But none of you get to decide who's the leader here, because Shikamaru is the only one of us who's a chunin. That means the elders of the village clearly believe he's got what it takes to call the shots on this one.
If that's the case, then perhaps you should start coming up with some sort of a plan. From what I heard, Sasuke's gone to the enemy, and there's a real chance they could ambush us.
Well, for starters, this is a rescue operation, so we'll be in the position of pursuit.
The perfect
That
person to
said,
be making this
I'm
plan.
arranging us in a deployment formation that can respond to any assault by the enemy. If any of you don't follow my exact orders, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, I love how they're all like, shouldn't you make a plan? It's like you think this guy hasn't made a plan. You think this guy hasn't made like 50 plans at this point?
The most important position is the spearhead, so that's gonna be Kiba. You're up front. With all the walks you and Akamaru go on, you're the most familiar with the Land of Fire's terrain. And with that sensitive nose of yours, you'll be able to track Sasuke's scent while sniffing out any booby traps the enemy may have set. Moreover,
It's thought of
because you'll have
every
two sets of
angle.
eyes in front. The middle of the line is the perfect location for you because you're the most capable of executing quick moves either in front of you or behind you.
Shadow clones.
You're the cornerstone, and you have the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Fourth in line is Choji. Choji, you might not have any speed, but your striking power is the greatest of the platoon members. Finally, on the end will be you, Neji. Your position is most difficult. Rear lookout. I want you to use your Byakugan to constantly scan ahead for weakness in our ranks. Got it? Then take a look at this. This diagram shows exactly what part of the perimeter you're responsible for. And Neji, using your Byakugan, you cover the entire area to the rear. Alright, now I think...
Pretty good plan.
myself with our... Are there any questions?
Even though he has just assembled his team, he has already created the best possible formation for them.
Since no one has anything to add, I saved the most important thing for last. For as long as I've known him, Sasuke and I haven't exactly been close buddies. In fact, I don't really like him at all. The same, Sasuke's a ninja belonging to the Hidden Leaf Village. He's a comrade, and I'll put my life on the line to help him. That's the way of our village. I know I usually seem like a pretty lazy guy, but not today. Because now I'm responsible for your lives too.
Isn't he just the coolest fucking guy in the entire Leaf
I
Village?
see Shikamaru acting like a chunin. Very impressive.
Okay, as soon as we check our gear, we'll go. Show me your weapons.
I mean, he's already a total powerhouse. It's not like he needs that kind of help, you know. Don't worry. I guarantee it. Damn it. Why, Sasuke?
Alright, let's move out.
Wait! Are you alright?
Lady Hokage told me everything. Sorry, Sakura. I can't take you on this mission. I know you tried, but even you couldn't convince Sasuke, could you? Now our only option is for me to find him and force him to come back to the village. I'm sorry, but there's nothing else you can do for him.
But that means, did Sasuke turn his back on you, Sakura?
What a thing to say, Naruto.
Sakura.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime request. Just bring him home. Please bring Sasuke back to me. I did everything I could. I tried, but I couldn't stop him from leaving the village. At this point, there's only one person who can stop him. Only one who can save him. Naruto, it's all up to you.
This must be really painful for you. I know you must be suffering.
Sakura, I want to ask you something.
Huh?
Naruto, what do you think of him?
He knows about my feelings and he purposely gives them away. It's almost like he enjoys interfering and making me feel bad. Despite what he says, he doesn't understand one single thing about me. He's just annoying.
Prepare to eat those words.
Naruto, thank you so much.
Don't you worry one bit. I'm gonna bring Sasuke back. I promise that on my life, Sakura.
More than anyone else, you always understood me. You've always been there when I needed help. Naruto.
Whoa, hold on, Naruto. That's quite a statement. Are you sure you should be promising her that we'll get him?
Sure. When I give my word, you can count on it. That's my ninja way. Well, come on. What are we waiting for? Let's get going. All right, then. This little interruption cost us some time. Let's get moving.
I'm glad he at least said that.
Yeah.
And they didn't act like that didn't just happen.
Did you see Naruto give you the thumbs up when he made that promise? That means he will do it. Naruto will succeed.
And if he doesn't, I will do 5 million laps around the village.
Kind of ominous.
Sasuke, I think this is far enough. We're already past the Hidden Leaf Village.
So what's up?
Orochimaru gave us a very important task to take care of when we reach this point.
Grab
Can you
him.
tell me what we have to do or not?
Before we go any further, I'm afraid you must die just this once.
Just this one.
What'd you think of that one?
Like I literally said, Shikamaru was only gonna grab the guys.
Why would he grab the girls? The girls are
I know,
fucking
but
useless.
it's just funny. But they are useless.
Yeah.
Um.
It's funny that he's like, all right, got everyone we could use. No one left to ask about. They literally just wrote Tenten and Ino out completely.
And why am I blanking on her name?
Sakura?
No, Hinata.
Oh right, Hinata. Yeah, she literally hasn't been. She's been featured once since we got back to the village.
Yeah.
And she
But
was
it's just shitty. I mean, maybe this is just the point where he realized that he didn't want to try shittily writing girl characters anymore, which is fine. But maybe it should have been a little bit sooner. If you, maybe they're not just gonna be out for like a little bit, or maybe they're gonna do something else on their own. But it's pretty obvious what's going on with that. Anyway, other than that, yeah, Shikamaru, the perfect man to lead this mission. He's
literally perfect.
so good. He comes up with the plan immediately to go
He
get
immediately
Sasuke.
becomes with the best possible formation that they have. And I always thought it would be funny if they were like, wait, shouldn't Choji be in the back? Or like, where am I going to be, Shikamaru? Choji says, and then he's just like, I would put you in the back, but instead I'm going to put Neji there because of his Byaku. Or I always thought it would be funny if they like did some shit like that, but the way he breaks it down, he has like a specific reason every single step of the way why people should be where they are. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just right on top of it. I love how he called out Sakura for wasting their time.
Yeah.
That was good. Rock Lee, I can't believe that they didn't, like, show his surgery or, like, really, like, go into it at all.
Yeah, he had his surgery. Rousing success, but that's it.
Yeah, I wish that they had, like,
Yeah.
done an episode on that. Like, they led up to it, and then apparently they did a filler arc, and then...
Are you sure that wasn't after the filler arc?
They were doing Rock Lee, like, moping around,
Right.
and everyone, like, being like, oh, you give up. Then they did a filler arc, and then they came back, and then she got it up to 58%. And then...
Wait, then after she got it up to 58%? I thought that happened before as well.
Oh, maybe it did.
I can't remember.
Either way,
she had it had been resolved that they would. They just didn't go into it. But yeah, I would have liked to see some sort of like crazy jutsu chakra surgery,
or even just like a before and an after, not just one day Rock Lee staying outside like. So I hear the surgery was a success. Yeah, it was a success. We're not going to mention it again.
It was a bit flat. But I wanted to talk about Lee a little bit. The when Neji showed up, they weren't just standing there together. What happened was they found Lee, and then if I have it right, they were like, "Oh, Lee, so the surgery, you went through the surgery, yeah." And I'm almost ready to go. And then they're like, "All right, come with us." He's like, "No, I can't." And then he has to like, and then they're like, "Shit, we need somebody else. God damn it, who should we bring?" And then Lee has to like accept that he can't go and suggest Neji. And then so he has to like sort of swallow his pride and like take this loss, like he's not ready to go, and he has to really accept that and say you should get Neji, and then either he gets Neji or they find Neji or whatever. Yeah. So
that's how
that
it's
worked
written.
out. I'm pretty sure if I have it correct, I might have some details wrong, but I think that little like inner thing about Lee having to turn it down and accept that he can't do it and say get Neji. I think that part that's how it goes. I'm pretty sure. That's rough. But it's I wish they kept that because it adds another level to like they probably did it to save time for some reason, but I don't see why they would do that. Because they could have cut out a decent amount in this episode, or at least shortened things up or sped up the pace a little bit. But yeah, this episode is so fucking good. The way it sets everything up, it's immediately, okay, we got the team together, and now we're going. There's no like, oh, I need to get to the tuning exams, or Konohama, I got a secret, Naruto, I got a secret passageway, shortcut, come with me.
Yeah, we're straight onto it.
They're leaving right now, and there you go.
Yeah.
We were given a mission. Yeah.
Yeah, Sakura shows up, Naruto. Like, and then she, like, realize. I feel like she constantly realizes that Naruto is better than she thought, and then forgets, like, 2 seconds later.
Naruto, you really turned into something, didn't you?
2 seconds later, thanks for saving me, Sasuke. I know it was you. Naruto could never have done that. 2 seconds later, wow, Naruto knew how I felt all along. Yeah, I don't know, I feel like she doesn't give Naruto a lot of credit, even though I feel like he's earned it multiple times at this point.
That's not true. I don't think that's true.
No?
Even in the Chunin exams, in the Forest of Death, when Naruto was like knocked out, and Sasuke was gonna fight Orochimaru, she was just like, Sasuke, maybe Naruto. She had this big speech where it was like, maybe Naruto's annoying, maybe he's a pest, but at least he's doing something. And when Sasuke was like fucking freaking out and so scared for his life, I think she, more than anyone, and in the the fights in the Chunin exams, the preliminaries, everyone was like, even Choji, everyone was just like, oh, Naruto's toast. Fucking Kiba's gonna smack him right down. It's gonna be a sweep. And then Kakashi and Sakura are like, I don't know about that. I mean, we'll see.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is like she keeps like going back and forth.
I don't see that, but
no. Okay.
unless you can bring up an example.
Like
I just brought up like 2 examples.
Well, I was just brought up the example of when she thought that it was Sasuke who saved her when it was actually Naruto.
When?
With Gaara.
Did she think that?
Yeah, she went up to Sasuke and was like, "You saved me from the sand, didn't you?" I mean, you had to have, didn't you?
Yeah,
that
true.
Couldn't have been Naruto.
That's a good example.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
So, I think like I guess that's the thing. Like most of the time she is consistent, but then they throw something like that in there, and then she like has that moment again. So it seems like it's for the first time.
Well, with this, it wasn't even to do with like, oh, Naruto can do it, or it was desperation. It was completely different.
Yeah.
Okay. What about this time?
Anyway,
or were you just shitting on Sakura?
No, I was just gonna say it was kind of different this time.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That,
so that was all. I see what you're saying.
Like that was all of like, oh, Naruto can't do it, and then this time it's like, oh, Naruto understands how I'm feeling. Which is just another like level of appreciation for Naruto. Not only can he do it, and now she knows he can do it, so she's saying, Naruto, you're the only one that can do this.
Yeah.
she already knew that. But then now she's, like, coming up with the like, new sort of realization of, like, he really understands what she's going through.
Yeah.
And he's not just being a shithead to interfere with her plans to get with Sasuke.
Yeah. And that he actually cares and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... Okay, I understand what you're saying. I didn't know that that's where you're going with that. Yeah.
I had something written down about the OP, but no, I can't remember what it was.
You had something written down about
I just wrote down OP because I wanted to talk about it.
Glad we left it till this time.
Yeah, there was a lot of spoilers in that OP. So many.
They straight up told you that Sasuke was going to leave.
Yeah, which they kind of, like, led up to in the show, as I already talked about, with, like, the refusal to wear the headband and, like, sort of...
But that could have been more foreshadowing, not, like, straight up setup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you had seen the... Like, I mean, I already got that just by watching it. But if you had seen that opening already, you would already know... You would see it coming from even farther away.
100%.
Also... Oh, this is what I want to say. This show is really bad about timing when their OPs come in.
Yeah, I feel like they got a delay. Like, they really got themselves a delay from, you know, maybe the manga didn't time up or whatever. But it's sort of stacking up because we're multiple episodes into this arc.
Yeah, because I remember when around the Hokage's death, that's, like, the opening was, like, timed weirdly with that.
Yeah. They switched too early.
They switched too early, but then now they switched too late, and then, like, sometimes the endings, like, I remember, like, one time we were like, oh, man, that last ending should have been ended here to, like, end off the arc.
Yeah.
But it was, that's not a huge criticism, but it does suck, because I feel like with anime, the openings and endings can really enhance and, like, shape the way you're viewing the show.
Yeah.
So if they time it right, it can be so awesome of, like, imagine, like, all that happens and then the next episode...
And then that's the end of the season. Then they go on a season break. And then, because that's what happens. That's why that's when the new openings come in. It's a new season. They're like, doing a new schedule. Yeah,
but they come in with the new opening, and it's just like... Man, all of that stuff is now just, like, put into this opening, and I can really feel it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I picked the right time to kind of show you the
opening. That was probably the right episode.
Yeah, but it's a fucking banger of an opening. I teared up. It was really good. I really like this ending, but this opening is really good. This opening is probably, I don't know, I always say it's like one of my favorites. But
For every opening.
But this is actually one of my favorites. It just fucking gets the show. It gets, like, the feeling of the show, and, like, the song choice is good because it's still on brand with sort of, like, the Japanese punk rock, you know, just the sound really fits the aesthetic that's been built up for the style of the show, with all the, like, kind of a Western influence, but also just the Japanese rock. It's fucking great, and the visuals are incredible and really you know, say a lot about what's going on in the story, and it's paced really well. And gets you hyped up really bad, and then also makes you cry. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, we didn't even talk about they're going to kill Sasuke.
You must die just this once.
Well, most people only die once. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you make of that? Are they just, like, killing him and then bringing his body to Orochimaru? Is that what you think?
What do you mean? Is that what you think?
Is that what you think?
I mean, that's what I thought until you said that.
No, yeah. Well, I'm trying to, like. I thought that's what you were saying. Is that what you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Orochimaru's like he has to be willing to come, but then also just kill him is kind of a weird thing, because I thought that actually, you know, it doesn't make any sense. Here's why: because Orochimaru specifically wanted to train Sasuke up by himself. So that Sasuke could be ready when he takes his body. So it actually doesn't make any sense why they would kill him now, because according to Orochimaru's own standards, Sasuke still needs more training before he's even willing to steal his body. So either that means he changed his mind and he can't wait any longer after being defeated multiple times back to back, or he has decided that, or I guess the 4 guys there have decided to betray Orochimaru in some way and kill Sasuke so that they like keep their like ranking maybe, or Sasuke doesn't like surpass them and become like the new best thing and they become obsolete potentially. I can't think of anything else, or I can't think of really any other reasons why. All I know is that Orochimaru said that Sasuke was too young. And I forget if he like made that mistake before, or well, he's made the mistake of waiting too long.
He said that he waited with Itachi.
Yeah, with Itachi, he waited too long.
He like joined the Akatsuki, was like really trying to get with fucking Itachi, and then waited way too long until he was too strong, and now fucking Itachi is too strong.
However, I'm pretty sure he still said that Sasuke is definitely too young and like too weak at this point. So, and I don't know, like, I don't know, Orochimaru waited like so long to try and take over the Leaf Village. Maybe he feels like now that he's like started that, he can't stop. But at the same time, he has all the time in the world. So waiting a couple more years is probably in his best interests. No one's going after him. They're rebuilding their village. No one is hunting him down.
Yeah.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants. So making this hasty move and trying to kill Sasuke and take his body way before he wanted to doesn't really make any sense, actually.
Yeah.
When you think about it like that.
So you think they're lying? They did say we had specific instructions from Lord Orochimaru to, once we got to a certain point, or once we got to this point.
Yeah, I don't know if they were
once.
going to kill him. I don't know what... Maybe Orochimaru wants Sasuke to kill all of them.
You think so?
Maybe, because maybe Orochimaru wants Sasuke to kill all of them and go try to find Lord Orochimaru in hopes of killing him, and then he's like, no, I just wanted you to kill those guys or something. I don't know. Because he's going down, like, the Sith path here of, like, he needs to kill some younglings first before he can fully go over there. I'm not sure if that... I'm really not sure, but there is something else going on because Orochimaru, I don't think, would order that if he wanted... Anyway, of his...
It's just incongruent with what he already said.
Yeah, but he's already said multiple times. It's not backed up by any evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, it's contradicted by shit that he's already said. So that could mean multiple things. What are your name one by one in 10 words or less per thing? What are your theories about each of the ways that this could go?
One theory is Orochimaru wants Sasuke to kill all those other guys.
Second is
Orochimaru somehow changed his mind and decided to kill Sasuke sooner rather than later, which I highly doubt. And number 3 is they are betraying Orochimaru and killing Sasuke for any reason.
Well, already there's only one way to find out. And we're heading in that direction, so we'll probably find out in the next few episodes. This arc's really good. It's one of my favorite arcs in the whole fucking show. It's awesome. It's very epic, but we're going to move right along with it in the next episode of Naruto. You can see that next episode if you just can't wait right now on our Patreon, patreon.com/boldcast. If you want, you can go check that out. But other than that, we hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, we hope you leave a like on this video. And possibly subscribe if you want to stick around for future episodes as they come up on YouTube. But with that, I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.